guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. I'm AidanMCJ. In today's video it's on this Subaru WRX. It's the next installment of the build. So obviously we had the review of this car, then we had the service video, and then this is part 2 of the drift build. Hopefully it's going to be a drift build anyway. Of the Subaru drift build. So today we are fitting the coilovers, which is in this box. In a minute I'll show you what it looks like, but first we're going to have a look at what Jake has been doing while we've been, you know, offline doing other stuff. So if we have a look inside the little Subaru, we have the code steering wheel is now fitted. He's obviously got the Boss kit now, and we also have the Android stereo system that you can see and the new gear knob. So in the interior it's a little bit more pretty now, a little bit better than the standard stock interior, which is a bit standard. An old car to be fair, so there you go. So let's get into fitting the coilovers and see what's entailed. So we're going to start from the back on the passenger side back, and then we're going to do the other side back and then work forwards. Hopefully it's not going to be too hard. Jake's fitted these to pretty much every one of his cars, so he's pretty experienced in this region. So it probably shouldn't take too long, but as it's an old car and it's a mechanic's job, nothing ever goes to plan, does it? So there you go. So as you can see in front of us, these are the new coilovers to go on the car. They are max speed ones, as we said in the last video. Didn't you say you were going to get BCs, you cheapo mother frigger?
I've had them on a few drift cars and they've been alright. And they've got adjustable dampening this time.
Yeah, so these got adjustable dampening. They are a bit cheaper than BCs, but they are pretty decent. What were they for the set?
240.
240. So what would be BCs about? 800
and some odd.
Jesus. So this is quite a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like 25% of what BCs cost.
Jesus. But so they do look really nice though for a cheaper set. Yeah, they look cool. Hopefully they're going to be quite good. What ride height are you going to be running?
I'm not going to go completely tight to the arch because I haven't got the wheels yet to suit it, but I'm going to at least put it somewhere around the region there. It's going to be low. It's going to be a lot lower than it is. I'm hoping to be about...
So this is the wheel gap now. If you have a look at the wheel gap.
I'm hoping to be about, literally, the tyre should be about here.
Yeah, that's going to proper look tucked.
To get this shock out, what we have to do, we have to remove these 2 bolts here, this 1 bolt for this sensor here, there's another one here for the brake line, and then there's 3 bolts on the top of the shock. So
also in the background of us doing the coilovers, Dylan is absolutely destroying his own little car, Honda Type S 1.6 VTEC. He's putting a new, what are you doing to it, Dylan?
Full Scorpion catback.
Full Scorpion catback. So hopefully it's going to be a little louder, so I will show you that at the end of this build video as well. So for 150 quid, he's obviously taken this out, taken the old back box out, and then it's going to go straight through to this one. 2.5 inch pipe. And 2.5 inch pipe underneath as well. So it's probably going to be quite a bit louder, especially when you hit VTEC. VTEC, bro! And so you can, as you can see in the back of the jack pecan, you can fit your whole fist in, which is what you should have on a Subi. If you've got anything else, then we disapprove. And also in the background, you can also see the Audi S3 that we're currently working on. If you want to see the full build, then do go over to our DK Tuning YouTube channel and Facebook, and you'll be able to see the full build on what we're doing to this car. It's going from about the stock figures, about 300, up to just over 400.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna.
So underneath the Civic, if we go down, obviously Scorpion have done a really good job of getting the exhaust over the back axle through about 2-inch gap so that it's not knocking. And we go down, down, 2.5. And then hold on, there's a bit of pipe missing there. So
Miscalculated. Yeah.
he miscalculated by about 10 inches. Now he's gonna have to fabricate some custom pipe to put in the hole.
I'm in the right place and I'm the right guy for the job.
Meanwhile.
So as we could see from Jake a minute ago, he was using his poo face as he's trying to get these bolts out of the car. Oh, he proper like squatted and everything for that. He's proper going for that. Let's have a look at this poo face. You ready? Oh yeah, that's the release the kraken. Yeah.
So basically the problem I'm having, and you can see why I'm red and flourished, is the bolt has seized itself into the hub. And it's just a pain. I don't want to snap any bolts, so I'm just taking my time. But they're getting out one by one. I've just got another 7 of these to do.
And then we're going to probably copper grease them up when putting them back in.
Copper slip, we're going to wire rush them all off, and then we're going to copper slip them all back into. No doubt, if I do convert it to rear-wheel drive, I'm going to need to be changing the drive shaft. And then the 2 bolts need to induce into the drive shaft, and the one that goes through the long button, which needs copper slipping.
So the reason why we have to change the drive shafts for when we actually do, well, when Jake actually does it and takes it drifting, is that these tend to snap with being rear wheel drive. Obviously all the power is going to the back wheels instead of all 4. And as Jake will tell you, he's snapped a couple, haven't you?
6 in 1 month on my last one. But I will be upgrading potentially to STI rear running gear or a S13 diff with custom drive shafts.
Yeah, nice. And I've also put stuff in the pipeline for you guys. A WRX STI coupe. Maybe doing a video soon, so make sure you check out and subscribe if you are new, because that might be coming to the channel very soon. There is also another STI that I am doing a review on, which spits like 5-foot flames, so make sure you check that out and subscribe if you are new. All right, hit the subscribe button, it's free. All right, Jesus guys, it's 5 minutes later and you still haven't subscribed. Like, what are you doing with your life?
More leverage equals bolt out.
So as you can see, the standard shock and coil setup is now dislocated from the brake and disc, and we're going to have to go now into the boot to get them. But we're going to first do the other one, get that dislocated, and then undo the bolts from the boot at the same time. As you can see from the bolt that Jake has just removed, what happens to them?
What happens is, because it's a knuckle, it's enclosed, water goes in between them, or water just gets trapped between them, because it's such a tight space, it just rusts and it acts as like, similar to a weld, it just holds it in place.
Yeah, boy.
Alright.
A lot of WD-40, a lot of persuasion, and it comes out. I mean, I'm going to copper slip them when I put them back in, so it should be mint next time I come to the
Yeah, it should be a load easier. So now the other rear shock is off the hub. We're going to lower the car down, and now Jake's going to show us where the top mount bars, top mount nuts are in the back of the car. As we come into the back of the car, Jake has already took the covers off so we can get to the bolts very easily. So obviously there's 3 bolts on the top of this one, and there's 3 on the top of this one. Very easy to get to. Subaru obviously figured this one out. They're going to be changing these. Very easy to ugga-dugga them off, and then we're going to drop them out off the bottom and start on the front.
So basically, these nuts on the top, they're like a locker. They're not got a nylon locker, they're like metal. You can see the little indents where they've been pushed in. So they're quite tight coming off, so just be careful not to strip them.
When we put the new ones in, guys, obviously we're on about the nuts, but it does come with our new max speed ones. They do come supplied with new nuts on, and we're also going to be doing these kind of cover deletes because we want to be able to get to the top of the suspension so we can adjust the dampening and everything to it very, very easy. So it's just going to be easier access just to put these caps on and not the metal ones.
And as you can see on the max speed coilovers, there's a massive amount of adjustment that we can do. So this car could, in theory, be absolutely on its arse and slammed, but that's not really what Jake's after. He just wants the tucked look. So we'll probably get about an inch off the, maybe an inch, half an inch off the tyre.
So that's 2 of them out. And now Jake is going to start putting the back ones in, and then we're going to move to the front of the car, just so that we can put everything back together on the back of the car, and then we're going to work on the front. So Jake is just checking everything to make sure nothing works themselves loose, because he has had in the past, obviously the bolts work themselves loose. When he does do the adjusting and also the bolts and stuff, he just checks over just to make sure everything is very tight, and then it's easier to put in and it's all safe to use.
Preload, all I'm doing is make sure that the spring isn't moving about and it's nipped up. Just literally the preload. All we have to do is hold on the spring
And what's this for? To the softness and harshness of the ride?
No, it's just a preload for the spring. It's a set. It is. A lot of people, I've seen people slam their cars with these, which is the wrong way of doing it. This doesn't really need adjusting afterwards. It's just a preload. How hard? Because obviously the spring compresses. How hard you want it. So I can preload this up a bit more. As you see, it's pretty much at its limits. I can preload this up a bit more, but the adjustment on your height is on the bottom here.
All right.
That's the adjustment collar there. So literally, I'm going to be about halfway. So probably around there, literally swing that round. That's also threaded as well.
Yeah.
So literally, just case of spinning it round. And then when you're at whatever height you want, put that back when it comes, and then literally get your spanner and lock them into place, and that's now.
And that's how coilovers work, guys.
It's in the coilover now. I just need Aidan's hand while I hold it up to put in the 3 nuts in the top.
Okay, so I'm going to put the new nuts on the top of the bar, and then I'm going to come back to you. Jake is now counting the threads on the coilover just to make sure that he can even out the other one so he can adjust it correctly. But also, don't go too low when you put the coilovers on, guys, because it will settle overnight and be lower, and then you'd have to adjust them again. So make sure you just go a little bit higher than what it would be the next morning, because it's going to lower itself a little bit when it all settles in. So Jake has set his coilovers to 49 threads on this particular set of coilovers, and now he's going to go get the tape measure and measure them, because you know you have to be correct, else one side of the car is going to be lower than the other and it just looks crap. So if you are enjoying the Subaru build, guys, this is next on the agenda. The new side skirts to go on. These will be in the next issue or next episode, so make sure you stick around for that, because they'll go in next time. While Jake is doing that in the background, I could take a little bit of time to explain to you what I've been doing on Instagram recently. So obviously we've been doing a lot of filming. I haven't had all the time in the world to do my own edits because I've been working so hard at DK and stuff, but I have created a brand called Static Addicts, which you would have seen on my red hoodie. I've released that now, so if you want to go follow that, follow it on Instagram. The link will be below and on the screen now. We're basically going to get to about 1,000 followers if we can get to 1,000, and then I'll be doing the merch drop. Basically, I'm just going to try and create this brand, and I'm doing my photography as well, car photography, just to support that as well. So hopefully we can get it up to as many thousands of followers as we can. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely lit, and hopefully we can get some nice merch out for you guys as well, and make that brand really big. So Static Addicts on Instagram, make sure you follow it. So now Jake has adjusted them down a bit just to give us a little bit more room between the lower control arm and the suspension, and then we just basically want to get them on, and at a later date we'll be adjusting them for some mad lows. So the rear driver's side wheel is back on, the coilover is all adjusted and everything, and as you can see it's already cut the gap from the wheel arch to the wheel already. So we're hoping that it's going to be pretty slammed anyway. Now we're going to get the other side on and then move to the front. So Dill's just sorted out the hole in his exhaust, and now we're going to listen to what it sounds like. So as we can see from the back of the car, the other wheel is on the back. Now you can see that it's actually like lowered as well. So when it's on the deck, it's hopefully going to be on its arse. And now we're going to move to the front, which are a little bit easier to take out. So on the front, we have the two main bolts that hold the hub on. And then there's the one bolt that holds the ABS sensor line on. And then we have the brake line, which is the bolt up here. Takes it out, and then obviously the new one is supplied on the coilover. And then we have the top mount up here in the bonnet. There you go, you can see it up there. The top mount in there, and it's 3 bolts for that to come straight out as well. So Jake was just explaining to me what this bolt does that is in the front shock.
So basically, what you have is factory camber bolts. As you can see, there's a slight ridge on it. These aren't all the way around. As you see, it's only one lobe on one side. So as you put the in there, when it goes in, because it's a bit rusty, it went in just perfect. As it goes in there, you'll be able to turn the 19mm spanner and adjust the camber in, which is a factory camber adjustment.
Yeah.
Obviously on the new coilovers that we have got camber adjustable top mounts, so I'll be able to literally get the car dialed exactly where I want it once I get the wider wings and everything, the wheels. I'll be taking it for alignment afterwards, after everything's settled, after I've got it adjusted spot on, because you will need alignment obviously, because I'm messing out with the camber now. The camber's going to be a bit out on the one side compared to the other.
Yeah.
If I don't get that adjusted, it will wear down my tyres obviously quite a considerable amount.
So as you can see from up there, both of the sides are on the coilovers, and it's basically exactly the same as the front. The 3 sets of bolts, and make sure that all these ones in the middle are all tight. And then we come down here to fit the lines and the bolts in, and then basically it's put the wheel back on and see how low the car is. So as you can see, the wheels are completely back on now. All the coilovers are fully fitted, everything's all nice and tight. Now we're going to lower the car down and see what it looks like. Hopefully it's nicely slammed. And these are all the old coil and springs off the car. As you can see, the coilovers make a really, really nice addition. You can just see them tucked behind the wheel. Really, really nice. So let's see it on the ground and see what it looks like.
So as you can see, while it's on the ground, it has eliminated most of the gap. The wheel arch gap is pretty much gone. So as we do say, guys, that these do take a little while to settle. So tomorrow morning, Jake will come out to the car and it'll be a little bit lower, but he does want to go a little bit lower than these.
So just before we end the video, guys, Jake has took it upon himself to remove the silencer and the sports cat out of the car. So it sounds a little bit louder now. Go on. Yo, that's fucking dirty! Woo! And that is it, guys. The car looks absolutely sick on these new coilovers, and hopefully that was a little bit informative to you as well, if you wanted to fit them to your Subaru as well. If you like the build videos, then please do give us a like. If you like the video, then please like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace!